Have you been at the receiving end and have not received the recognition that you feel that you deserved? We have all been there at some point in time, right? And that's because majority of managers don't realize how to recognize people who are working with them in a correct way. So today we are going to solve that for you. Hello, my name is Pooja Nitin Purwal. I'm an IT professional and a career growth coach. So today we are going to dive into the power of recognition. Understanding how to give and receive recognition isn't just a feel good moment, it's a game changer for career progression and team success. It is something that kind of builds loyalty of your team members and your subordinates towards you and the organization. I'm going to walk you through 5 pillars of recognition so you can build stronger teams and boost your career as well. Before we go there, let's check why recognition matters. Research done by Gallup suggests that well recognized employees were 45% less likely to have changed organizations 2 years later. So, organizations are always at a risk of losing their top talent and shouldering the cost of their replacement and managing the cultural disruption of their exit. Gallup finds that 51% of all US employees were watching or are actively seeking a new job, but much of this turnover risk is actually preventable. And the prevention actually lies in getting the recognition right. So that's why recognition is so powerful. Studies suggest that when employees feel recognized, they are more motivated, committed, and more productive as well. It's about creating a culture where everyone feels seen and valued, which drives success forward. And to make recognition truly effective, there are 5 pillars that all the managers should keep in mind. And they are timeliness, specificity, consistency, personalization, and authenticity. Now let's look at them in detail as to what each of them entails so that you are able to inculcate the same in the recognition that you do for your team members. So the first pillar is timeliness. Recognition should happen as close as possible to the time of achievement. When the recognition is immediate, it reinforces the positive behavior and keep the motivation high. It's like catching a moment in real time, impactful and memorable. And we all know that if you receive a recognition, let's say 2 days down the line, 1 week down the line, 15 days down the line, you actually don't feel the happiness that you feel when you're recognized right then and there, right? And then sometimes it's just too little too late, is what we think whenever the recognition comes our way a little late. So that's why timeliness is very important. Second pillar, specificity. A lot of people or managers do recognize their subordinates and team members in a timely manner, but they forget to become specific. So you need to be very mindful about uh, how you are recognizing them. If your recognition is too generic or general, it doesn't carry any weight. Good job, everyone. Okay, nobody really goes gaga over such kind of recognition. But when you're specific about what someone did well, it shows that you are paying attention. This makes recognition feel a lot more meaningful and let the person know exactly what strengths they can continue to build on. Saying specific things, right? Oh, you got that mapping so right that we didn't had any production issue because of it. That is what makes it specific. That is what is wherein you are valuing a specific trait or a specific contribution, and it's very important to do that. Otherwise, good job, thank you everyone for your contribution, all of those things don't leave any impact. They are not memorable at all. Number 3, consistency. Consistency is key in everything actually, but then it's important to recognize people regularly and not just on big occasions. So every small win needs to be recognized and celebrated. Consistent recognition builds trust and signals to your team that you value their ongoing efforts. Plus, it keeps everyone motivated all year round, not just when the big win happens, because big win usually happens one, twice, three times, a maximum of 4 times a year. But then the ongoing work is a everyday matter. If you could find occasions, opportunities to recognize people consistently on an ongoing basis for whatever they are doing well in their day to day job, it really matters the most. Number four, personalization. So, like, people don't become specific, they don't personalize the recognition as well. So, personalization is when you take recognition to another level. Everyone values a different form of acknowledgement. So, knowing whether someone prefers a public shout out or a private thank you can make your recognition more impactful. Tailoring your approach shows that you understand and respect the individual's unique style. Now, you may be guided by how organizations do their reward and recognition. However, knowing your team member and their preferences would always help. Number five, authenticity. So, authenticity is very, very important because people can sense when the recognition is genuine and when it's just for the show. Always make sure your recognition is heartfelt and sincere. Authentic recognition builds trust and strengthens the bond within the team. It's about genuinely valuing people and not just doing a tick box exercise of sorts, right? And only when you're authentic, when you're genuine, people would be able to connect to you or have that feeling of joy that comes when you are recognized. Otherwise, if it is just a tick in the box exercise for you, wherein you just say that, yes, you have done a good job, I'm very proud of you, but then your eyes, your demeanor, your body language is not saying the same thing, people realize that it's fake. And when they know it's fake and you are still recognizing, it kind of creates a distrust, which is not what we want as managers and leaders, right? So it's very important to be authentic. Employees who receive these high quality recognition are less likely to leave the organization. So the Gallup research got some additional data, and in 2024 there are new findings which shows that the risk of future departure is further reduced when looking at employees who receives the high quality praise. So if you use four pillars of strategic recognition when you're recognizing your employees, these employees are 65% less likely to be actively looking or watching out for another job compared to those who receive a low quality recognition. So, on an average, it's estimated that replacing leaders and managers cost around 200% of their salary. Replacing employees in technical roles cost around 80% of their salary. And replacing frontline workers cost 40% of their salary. And this excludes any unmeasured losses in morale and knowledge. So, when a top performer leaves, it can actually cause other employees to re-evaluate their own roles because they worry about their jobs, they worry about their job security, the amount of work that may come their way. They even question the company's future because the top performers are moving out. Thus, the cost that is required to replace people is actually beyond monetary losses. So, if you are just recognizing employees without utilizing any of the pillars, the effect of retention can be 10%. If you're using one pillar, then there are 29% chance that the person won't leave the organization. If you use two pillars, then it's 57%. If you use three, it's 75. And if you use 4 to 5 pillars, it can be from 65% to 90% that the employee would stay with you. You would be able to retain them. Now, as a leader, how do you benefit from recognizing associates or subordinates or team members? So basically, when you recognize people with these 4 pillars, you actually retain your employees. It also builds loyalty. So recognizing people actually builds trust. And when you give genuine, thoughtful recognition, you become someone, a manager, a leader that people trust and they want to work with you. It builds the loyalty index. And that's why recognition doesn't just motivate others, it builds your reputation as a supportive leader or teammate, positioning you for growth and further leadership opportunities as well. Now let's look at what are the common pitfall that you should avoid while doing recognition. One common pitfall is giving too much recognition. So when we do too much of anything, it dilutes the meaning of the exercise, right? So that's why never give too much of recognition. But on the other hand, giving too little can also leave people feeling undervalued and dissatisfied. Thus, you need to find that perfect balance and always remember to use 4 to 5 pillars of recognition whenever you recognize. Use them as a guide and you will avoid majority of the pitfalls. So, mastering recognition can be a powerful tool for your career growth and team success. When recognition is timely, specific, consistent, personalized, and authentic, it has the power to transform relationships and drive achievement. So, if you have found these insights helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. Remember to share it with your fellow leaders and team members who this can help. And let me know which of these pillars you would start using in your recognitions going forward. If you want me to cover any other topics, please do leave that in comment as well. See you in the next video. Thank you.